DRX opting for first pick, and so guess what? It's
Red
on red
side.
side. And DNS will pick blue side.
Yep. This one is the majority of what we see. Unless
Only D Plus has picked blue side. Deagle needs to work out gravity.
Never mind, here we are into the draft. Nothing to worry about. You guys did not miss anything. And I'm so glad, Wolf, that we were talking about the game and preparing everyone this entire time so that we're all ready for this DN Supers reads off paper DRX matchup. Take it away.
No rock.
Yep, no proc.
But it's DRX's first pick. They banned it. So the Jace is going to come through. Nothing has changed.
Yeah,
after Jace went 0-1.
Yeah, exactly. The two, like, an unwinning junglers both getting banned away first. Just showing that there are some answers, although it's sometimes it's not worth taking the risk.
Yunara, another pick to consider banning here.
Rumble, please. Please ban Rumble. Rumble is silly.
Well, they can first pick it. If they ban Azir, for example, then force DNS to ban Orianna, then they can first pick Rumble. So I kind of feel like that works too.
All right, well.
They ban the Rumble, though, as you suggest. And so now we're just going to have a trade of those mid laners, but perhaps with a Yunara first pick.
Yunara first pick? That would be crazy. I guess, yeah, you don't really need to pick one of the mid laners.
It depends on if you have a preference. If you have a preference, you pick it. Yuka has a preference.
He does. And his Orianna's actually looked very good, but Closer would have blind picked Azir in this moment. So they're very happy to go for this trade on both sides. We have seen Orianna actually do pretty well in the matchup.
But this is why
oh god, yeah, that's
sometimes
scary.
you first pick the Yunara instead of having a preference.
Well, they yeah, they would have been able to get Yunara whatever mid laner they would have liked if it is Orianna. If they had to just first.
Yeah, let's see what the answer is here, because I think they probably expected that the Yunara would be locked in here.
Zeri Yumi.
That would be very funny. Corki and mystery support. Bard is banned, so that's like DNS being like, okay, well, we're going to take the Yunara if you take the Ori, and you're not going to have the Bard to push. The Deco was banned by DRX, so they don't have that Corki duo.
What about Nautilus? What about Zinzao?
I mean, they could just take Zinzao. That's kind of what I was thinking right now in terms of setup here for grabbing a jungle.
Nocturne,
Nocturne,
the Ori Nocturne.
Ori Nocturne combo. We haven't seen that many non-T1 teams prioritize this combo, but it is still out there. It's still relevant. They push up the Alistar. They can now protect with. There's no Nico. There's no Bard. Renata not relevant in this lane.
How are we feeling about top lane Nocturne Sylas jungle?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good about it either. Pretty decent spot to be picking up the Alistar there for Peter, and we know that Peter is pretty good on this champion.
Zar taken away, that's kind of a hint.
A bit of a crocodilian hint, is that what you're thinking?
Could be that, or it could be even potentially the Jax we've already seen.
Oh, true.
There's the Rakan taken away, makes a lot of sense. This Alistar pick is, by the way, the most picked support in LCK. The Cassante was super obvious because...
but I said Kennen.
I know.
That was a bit silly of me.
Well, they might still be able to get it in that R5 spot.
Yeah, if Dudu does lock away the Renekton here blind, then the Kennen for Rich is going to be available.
Yeah, I think you just take a jungle here and get counterpick.
And that's a good idea.
That jungle probably just going to be Zinzao. What a shock.
Oh my goodness, Wolf, you're a genius.
Fearless doesn't impact game one.
Wouldn't it be, it'd be kind of hilarious. Maybe we should experiment with it, where Fearless is just the whole day. And so if you're playing the second series, you just can't use any of the champions that happened in the previous series.
So they already have support counterpick in this spot, but they opt to... Oh, of course they're not red side. They're not red side because they had to blind their top lane anyways because this is first pick and not red side.
You're on such a roll, Wolf.
I know.
Ugh.
ROFL Wolf. Oh. ROFL, you missed the rob.
I'm right at first selectioning all on the floor at the moment. All right. Braum going to be the lock away though. Not exactly awe-inspiring. But should be dealing with this lane relatively well. And there is the Rek'Sai as the answer to the Renekton.
With the Azir here and a lot of scaling damage and the lack of a front line because the Cassante was banned, the Rek'Sai makes more sense than the Kennen, I think, as a counter pick here for Dudu. in this final pick. The drafts here are pretty self-explanatory because they're drafts that we've seen a lot already. This meta took a while to solidify, but we've kind of gotten to the point where we know if the Orianna trade comes through, you want to pair it with a good ball carrier. Sometimes it's the Jarvan. Most of the time it's the Jarvan, but sometimes it's the Alistar. In this case, it's the Nocturne. They have the Corki 2-item spike in the mid game. There's the Renekton that's going to be really strong with that. DN Supers got the scaling draft. They got the Rek'Sai frontline. They have
pictures once we get into the game, and that will refresh all of our memories, and we'll be able to get into this game number 1 starting right now. All right. Rich going for a newer skin this time around. That one's pretty cool.
I haven't really seen it, but it's got some serious Majora's Mask vibes going on.
Ooh, I'm into that. It's very, very cool. I thought it was like a bit Twilight Princess. You know, where you go into like that thingy at the end with, what's his name, Zant?
A lot of the Zelda games have that similar kind of aesthetic with the eyeballs.
Yeah,
treat them with the arrow to open the door.
The lens of truth type thing.
Truth, yeah. Sheikah Slate kind of got the eyeball going on.
Yeah. All of that chic stuff.
You know what? Did we just break Zelda? We're like, oh my god, they just put eyeballs on it. That's the art direction.
They figured it out.
Vaguely mysterious or evil, draw eyeballs on it.
And honestly, that has happened quite a lot with other things as well.
You know, like Full Metal Alchemist, you know, a lot of the dark and mysterious things, just a lot of eyeballs.
Just add more eyeballs. Really or take eyeballs away, you know, because the Cyclopses are pretty scary too, and that's just take an eyeball away. It's just not 2 eyeballs.
Well, and it's usually one accentuated larger eyeball as well.
Yeah,
so it's both. Like you take one away, but you also make it bigger.
Oh, look at it.
It's very cool.
It is very, very cool. I'm a big fan of that.
See the eye looking thing?
Yeah, he's got the lens of truth.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that thing called? The weapon? Because it's that weapon's name of truth.
I don't know. It's the thing that Mbessa has 2 of that are like the mini ones. That doesn't help you at all, but I don't.
Yeah, no, Natofo's that's
Cassante.
That's Cassante. So, yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, Jiu's going to be taken down to half health here, as we are going to come back to the game momentarily.
Yeah, we can come back to it. I'm glad to just not talk about an 80 carry level 1 anymore, just for a second.
I think we'll be okay.
It's the meta, it's the game, it's the matchups.
All right, check it out. Dudu and Rich fighting it out. 2 prehistoric monsters. Well, actually, one. You could be prehistoric if you're in the Void, but it's like Void history, so it's really hard to know.
Yeah, we don't really understand it that much yet.
Yeah, I haven't put my research in. I'm going to assume prehistoric because Rek'Sai's sort of got that vibe.
Well, since we don't have history of it, it's pre our history of the Void.
That's true, but is it like what about the Void's history? Wouldn't the Void have their own history?
Yeah, but if we don't know it. Is that
is it really there? If like a tree falls in the forest, does it really make a sound? Is that
when we talk about history? We talk about the history we observe, but not the history.
But what about the history someone observed? Like Malzahar probably observed it.
Well, we should get him on the desk.
Yeah, we need him on the desk. Him and Kassadin. Maybe they could just break it down, give us a brief history of the Void.
Lens of Truth is the item.
Yeah, isn't that what I said? Did I not say the Lens of Truth, or did I say something else?
Yeah, no, I don't know. They're showing a picture of it for some reason.
I mean, that is what the Lens of Truth looks like, and it is kind of on the weapon. But we do need to have we need the weapon's name for Renekton. Yeah, so I can put that into the play-by-play. I think that's kind of...
Maybe it's just the Lens of Truth for Renekton.
Oh, maybe that's what he uses. Maybe that's actually the name of the weapon as well. That'd be interesting. Anyway.
This bottom lane, we keep watching it, but it actually is Braum versus Alistar, and there's some sustain here. It's very difficult for the Braum to actually win this lane or have kill pressure in this lane. They're winning it slightly. Level 4 gets hit.
Yeah, I feel like this should be better for the Corki Braum, though, than it is currently. So Peter and Dr. Doing pretty well.
I've been watching a lot back of some of the early level 1s of the Alistar lanes because it is our most picked support right now. We've seen a lot of like level 1 heals for tempo. And it just seems like everyone has accepted that Alistar is so good outside of the lane, and especially level 1, that everyone's just kind of gotten better at losing lane with Alistar gracefully. We're going to have a bit of an all-in here.
Yeah, Rich looking for the angle here. Does he have the Q? He flashes and misses. A little bit unfortunate, but does get the flash in response. And the Year of Dudu takes a little bit of a step back momentarily.
Or the Year of Dudu flashing at the perfect time to not die there.
Oh, Year of Dudu confirmed.
That's what Year of Dudu believers would say.
Yeah, that does sound like a Year of Dudu thing to say. Oh, headbutt to try and stop that wave from being held, but I believe was actually still kind of held. That's pretty nice. Rich looking to just home guard his way back due to able to actually teleport. So feeling pretty good about that. Both of them with very similar items.
Early lane gets a little bit tougher for Rek'Sai, but gets better as it goes on.
Oh, by the way, the Renekton's weapon is called an axe with a curved blade without a handle. That's so wordy. But the guy's name has crocodile in it, so I mean,
it has a name. Like, it has a name. We just haven't found it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can tell you it's probably a made-up name like Rookern, but it does have a name.
I do like Rookern though. Renekton's weapon is the Butcher's Cleaver? That's not it.
No.
That's not it at all.
No.
I know what the Butcher's Cleaver looked like. I played a lot of Diablo 1.
This is why you can't trust chat for these types of, you know, scholastic adventures you're going on right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still like to test them. You know, sometimes that's what it's all about. Scholastic adventures with chat.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful time. Especially in this early game where it's just a Drake that's going to be taken here by DRX. Well, at least a Scuttle is going to be taken by DRX.
Well,
not too
Scuttle will at least then set up some vision for a potential Drake take. It also gives level 6 to Willer, so that's really important, especially when Yukal holds his ult right now.
Very true.
There could be an angle. Closer just TP'd back in, even if he does not die. If he ended up having to leave lane, that would be a disaster, but there's not an angle. He plays safe. Speaking of angles.
There's Epa Pulverize onto Jiu. Tries to Valkyrie away, but he does get stunned by the trample. Heal comes through, though, as Doctom is actually stunned up, and Jiu looking for the angle. Can he flash over the wall? The answer is no, as he is on vision. Oh, no!
Peter.
The headbutt hits him away from the Slurkle.
That's why Doctom says, like, life was a sport I gelled with most, but, also, like, I'm pretty sure if Jiu flashed there, he gets the kill on Doctom. He had vision, there was a ward there. But he didn't do it and then walked forward anyways and then had to flash. So that was a very, let's say it was, the whole situation was on the knife's edge, okay?
Yeah, or on a, what is it? The deer horn knives edge, which is apparently something like Baleth's weapon. Wow, this is very convoluted. So I guess Renekton's
that's a Star Trek
thingy
thing.
is just not really there. Batleth? Is that actually a Star Trek
person? It says it's
person?
based on Chinese deer horn knives, but it's a Klingon thing. So I don't know. Who in our entire talent group knows Star Trek?
This is Yundo. Found it on Reddit somewhere, I reckon.
No, there's no way. Who's the Star Trek?
Oh, it was G-Sun. Never mind.
Oh, it was G-Sun.
Sorry,
like,
I didn't mean to.
G-Sun is the Star Trek person in our group. I really just didn't. That was
didn't
not
pick G-Sun for a Trekkie.
No, yeah.
Did not pick that.
Oh, now
although she does say that she has zero Star Trek knowledge.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. You're outed now to the whole world.
I have a lot of Star Trek knowledge, but not the Star Trek knowledge that people would respect. I just really like Chris Pine movies.
Next time G-Sun's on the space doing an interview translation for one of our space students, when we close, I'm going to need her to do the double split fingers thing.
Yeah! All right. Okay, so
nothing has happened since the bottom 2v2 all in that neither team ended up winning out.
Yes. DRX do have a 300 gold lead. They could use that to pay for a coach voice if they would like to, I'm sure.
That's not how it works.
I imagine Joker is he's champion.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You get 3 lifelines, but they're all the same lifeline, and they're all phone a friend.
So a Batleth is actually a Klingon style weapon, though. I'm sorry to interrupt. So rude.
Yeah,
but it was. You were right.
I mean, that's what it said on the prompter. That's why I was like, G-Sun's the Klingon person.
Live long and prosper, Wolf.
Yeah.
And G-Sun.
And again,
great pulverize here from Peter, who does hit level 6, but he's looking a bit worse for wear as the stun is... Oh, that's first blood over to Jiu. And now Doctom is dead as well. Andil just throwing the stuns around like they're going out of fashion. And they'll be able to get a swift 2-0 in the bottom lane.
Well, the funny part about both of those exchanges was last time around, like, Jiu probably could have gotten the kill right, but he played conservatively, and then there was the whole funny, like, he didn't flash, but they flashed late and barely got away. But it's like, it's the same clip, except this time Doctom has level 6, and Peter has his ult, but he's also super low. I think this was just a gross miscalculation. Like, it was not even close.
Yeah.
Somebody fix that quirky replay bug.
The Gatling gun is still Gatling as it goes. Yeah, Joker pretty psyched about it.
Yeah, he did not say that in coach voice as far as I know. He just said it loudly in the booth by himself.
He might have been practicing. Yukal, very high value flash right there. but Closer retains his, so a possible return gank, a possibility here. Well, overused possible, a bit unfortunate. I'll have to retcon that. As, yeah, Closer should be able to sweep up UCal on the next journey over here for Pioshik, who's been pretty quiet so far this game, just been farming things out. As Rich has been having a pretty good time, but Dudu's made his way back to relative farm parity and actually has a bigger wave to pick up as well, so it might actually be ahead as this wave does reset.
Do you see that first item pickup here for Closer of the Gnasher's Tooth? Is actually pretty massive to pick up, but not going to have it, sadly, for him in time to contest this dragon. And he does not have 3 grubs to utilize it with in the side lane, but it is going to be useful as soon as he moves out of said mid lane. This is going to be first dragon very late in this game. Well, not very late for 26.1 standards, but slightly late.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of late dragons this season.
Oh, next one going to be a Kentek. So a lot of pretty good Drakes, but it will be an Ocean Soul this game because it's an Ocean Soul day. That's just how it goes.
Imagine getting 6 for 6 Ocean Souls. Someone's going to have to
crazy.
calculate the percentage of that likelihood.
That would be very low likelihood, I think.
We had 5 Chemtech Souls in a row at Challengers once, which is... Someone told me the odds was like 1 in 10,000%.
What were the odds of Rich missing that cannon?
I don't know.
It's 100% now, because he missed it.
I don't know what it would have been if he, you know, like if we were trying to rationalize that. I don't think it's really a percentage thing, it's a skill thing.
Yeah, I guess.
That's going to be a collection of the Scuttle, as this game here for DRX, I mean, it's a very significant lead they have. The kills in the bottom lane, the objectives they have, like they have all the objectives, they have all the money. And even though UCal doesn't have his first item, partially because he's got a Dark Seal in his inventory, and once he picks that up, we're really going to be looking for DRX to continue to further this small lead that they have right now.
Yep.
As the Rek'Sai is dealing with the Renekton better now, as we kind of mentioned earlier, was going to eventually happen, but it hasn't turned into a lead just yet. Grabbed the first plate, and Rich is going to, looks like, trade one back.
By the way, my favorite response for what Renekton's weapon is just a glaive. For me, it seems more like a polearm or something like that.
So that's what the Mutalisk and StarCraft shootout is Renekton's weapon.
What?
The Mutalisk attack is called glaives.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they bounce,
something
right?
glaive, actually.
No, but isn't
it's a glaive worm. That's what it is.
Right, yeah. Because, like, it's also, who's the Priestess of the Moon from Warcraft 3? She has a glaive that does the bouncy thing, kind of like Siva, right?
Sure. I don't know. You lost me at Warcraft.
Oh, sorry. I thought you used to be one of those games guy.
I kind of was, but I don't really know the names of the abilities there. Anyway, from now on, saying we need to fight with Corki. You know, Yunara is going to come so position well. Yep. I'll fight till mid flashes back up, etc. So just play it safe, setting up for the subsequent fights and how they want to do it.
I like it. I also like that Joker didn't use it too early on, and so can now take care of some of the late game fights, because I think this one is probably going to be going late. We can see that it's not necessarily exploding out of control outside of the fact that there was that 2v2 kill that happened towards the bottom side, as Rich will be able to tidy up all of these minions pretty comfortably, but Dudu also just tunnels his way out of there, so should be okay. Titanic Hydra is now done. Rich took a little bit of a detour to grab the Executioner's Calling, which I do really like, into the Rek'Sai, but is going to slow down that Black Cleaver.
I also like tier 3 Sork shoes into this composition coming out from UCal. We don't always see this. We've seen a lot of different variations. Like, a lot of people are loving the Merc Treads right now, but also the Ionian boots are in style for a lot of mid laners. Yep. They have a lot of different flexibility. Feels like the way they changed tier 3 boots even makes like plated steel cops viable in AD carry matchups. As Pioshik is not alone here.
He is a level down. We've got a bit of a top laner fight as well, as Dudu is trying to tunnel his way out. That's going to be a steal on the Crab, as well as Willa making his way in. The exhaust goes down, and concussive blows should come through. Never mind, Pioshik able to make his way out as Closer has found Jiu, trying to get in amongst this fight, as now UCal comes over, and Pioshik is going to be able to make the Wolven exit. Oh, Shockwave to finish him off! And UCal says goodnight to Pioshik there. Now DRX 3-0 against DNS now.
And this wasn't even really part of the coach comms. This was just like, okay, Pioshik thinks he can get that crab. He can't be there. We actually have Orianna. We have Nocturne. The Nocturne's able to ult in. And he's able to secure the crab in ult, of course. And then the follow-up here, it's just too many members of DRX, right? Like, Rich is able to close the gap here faster. There's no tunnel set up for Dudu to actually join this fight, so he's just on the edge of it here. And Gio, not really under any threat. Actually, even Valkyrie's on the closer there. As Closer doesn't use his ult. Pyosik is left out alone. He was the one that's initially started with the catch-on.
Yep.
As the only one to die.
Really well played. Yukal now looking for a bit of an angle here towards his bottom side, as we have 30 seconds on this Chemtech Dragon. Will be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, the fight happened before the Rift Herald spawned. So now it's spawned, but no one's interested in that part of the map anymore.
Yeah, it's old news.
A lot of vision around it, though, for DRX, and that skull they secured as well as a control ward in the pit. And they're just trying to push on Pyosik again. And they're looking for, I mean, with Yukal Shockwave close by, I mean, they may actually even be able to turn this into a potential play with Willer's ult once it comes through, but the timing's a little bit early, so I don't think it's going to amount to anything.
And Joker did say that they should start fights once they have that flash for Yukal up and available, and look at it. It is up and available. They will be starting up this Dragon, though. That's going to be the first thing. Control vision in the pit. As Rich doing some battle here with Dudu, but you can see that the Rek'Sai is having a much better time at this stage of the game. Titanic Hydra in hand. And there is the Dragon going down. It's a Mountain Soul, so finally we are free of Ocean Prison, and it's going to be the mountains.
Okay. Bit of a 2v2 down here that's very awkward with supports and mid laners, and I don't think it's going to amount to anything. As topside, by the way, a lot of control over to DRX.
Yeah.
I've not secured this Rift Herald just yet. Have a lot of priority being set up around it.
Big advantage here for Gio as well as far as money is concerned, but has his Trinity Force complete, so it's not just the money, it's the fact that he's bought an item that spikes really hard when he gets it.
Yukal, see if he takes the bait.
Yeah, Closer is just going to shift the sands towards him, decides not to invest the flash to try and take down Yukal here. Didn't want to go for the trade.
That's just free Herald, though. Like, Pyosik is sitting down there going, all right, let's see if they fall for our trap.
Yep.
Yukal is just simply way too experienced and has a good read on the situation. There's just a lot of vision topside as well. Like, well, I mean, if Pyosik is not here, then he must be doing something funky on the bottom side. Let's just slow play this, play defensively, and the Willer, as soon as they are able to suss this out, it's just like, all right, cool, thanks for the free Herald. They have gotten every single objective that the map has to offer.
I don't like talking about it, but it is perfect game pace that they're on right now. 17.5 minutes in.
If plates counted before, I mean, they absolutely don't count now, man.
No. That's got to be.
It's not a perfect game. Somebody autoed a turret. Okay, all right.
Yeah. You need to keep all of your crystalline overgrowth healthy.
Yeah, no crystalline overgrowth can ever be procced. It's not even about the plate. Like,
yeah.
They got a Phaelite. It's done. No perfect game.
Wait, how do you know whose Phaelite is whose, though? Is it just if it's on your side of the map?
If a Phaelite's ever secured.
Any Phaelite ever.
They put a ward in it.
Oh, golly. Okay,
well, I guess we're about to get perfect games. Just put the one next to our base. All right, cool.
I guess we just do not have perfect games available. It's just unlucky,
after that one time they'd said it wasn't with the grubs. I feel like they're trying to make sure it doesn't exist. You know, like perfect games. The perfect game doesn't exist.
They're gonna kill Shelly though after she charges, and so that means it can't be a perfect game, right? Because that's Rift Herald. That's the objective.
No, that's a Rift Herald kill. You're right.
Oh no. And yeah, so Dr. Arm is going to lock that one down. So
Call me crazy, but I mean, I'm looking at Peter's ward score, his vision score. I'm like, I think he's killed a few wards, so it's also probably not a perfect game.
That's a really good point.
Dr. Arm picked up the residual red buff there as well, so another reason why it's probably not a perfect game.
You just don't like perfect games, Wolf.
No, I want there to be perfect games. I've just been told that there's too many things that are not allowing it. So
I think maybe we should change the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
There's been too many near-perfect games.
I want to say that if DRX continue to get all of the objectives and do not die, then it's going to be a perfect game.
And turrets do not die as well.
Yes, those ones as well.
Plates, fine. Turret not dying, that's a perfect game in my mind.
Yep. And right now there's an Azir in the top lane that's bearing down on a turret that does have only 2 plates remaining, so that could be where the perfect game dies. But so far, DRX, I mean, this is a composition that also has a lot of ease of execution as you get to this stage of the game, right? Put an orb on guy that turns lights out, and then he goes in and there's the orb that does the damage and pulls everyone in. And then Crocodile goes chomp.
This whole game has just been DRX finding punish windows. And every time DNS operate in such a way there's a small weak point, DRX strike, and then they wait for the next opportunity. It's just happened a few times, right? The secondary all in the bottom lane and then that catch on the Pioshik, but it's been those small kills leading to a greater map and objective control setup here that also offers them a 3,300 gold lead. And it's looking like it's not going to change anytime soon.
Yep, let's have a look at the coach voice one more time. Surprise, surprise, it's Joker again. Just making sure that he lets everyone know exactly what to do. Said that they needed to not do something. That's what I managed to catch. We'll get full confirmation as to what was said as soon as we can. That's right, 20 minutes on the clock, and the Baron has just spawned. 3,000 gold remains the lead here for DRX. And Rich.
Rich, do not get solo lane killed randomly again.
Yeah, that would
perfect
not.
Game in the balance.
That would really affect the ability to get a perfect game. It would be quite detrimental to it.
I need no random Rich death around 20 minutes. That's happened a few too many times.
Yep.
Like right here, specifically every time.
Well, I mean, he does have Dominus, so he should be all right, I say, as he decides to dash on forward. Oh, and he manages to get the cannon as well. Beautiful. Jonas Strong doesn't have to do a zoom in.
All right, there is no Pioshik on the bottom side of the map, so this dragon should be safe, but they might get the turret, Atlas.
Oh no! Oh, that can't be it. There's a pulverize as Yukal gets the shockwave off. The stun does come on through, but Yu makes his way over to save the perfect game. Peter doesn't have an unbreakable will this time around.
Get up there and save that turret.
Yeah, Closer is trying to... Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Yeah, the perfect game goes boom.
Oh, I cannot believe Yukal did not flash to save the turret.
Yeah, he really should have.
He should have just been headed straight up there. Well, it's ruined now. Anyway, anything else you got in this
Joker needs to get into coach
game?
voice to chastise them for giving up the perfect game. I think that was a really large portion of what went wrong there.
It doesn't feel like we're on perfect game pace because of the fact that this is not a game where it's like an 8,000 gold lead at 20 minutes. Like that's usually when we're talking about perfect game. It's just been so calculated by DRX though this whole time.
Yeah, and it does mean that DNS aren't out of this just yet. Yes, we've been making perfect game jokes and things like that.
Yeah, but
it is sole point, so that is a huge deal. But I mean, they're within relative touching distance, I guess, when it comes to the money.
They just sent Closer with a TP and 3 other members topside to catch a recalling player who completed the recall. That isn't really doing them a big tempo advantage there on the top side of the map. They also gave up Dragon. So watch this fight again. To call it a fight is kind of unfair, as it's really just Yukal and Andil kiting back when Ju shows up and does extra damage. His Closer was too busy denying the perfect game to come down and help.
But he did a very good job denying it at that. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do as DNS. Don't give it to DRX for free like you did all of the Dragons this game.
The coordination is better here for DRX in this game, and some of it's because of Coach Comms, but most of it is just because they're playing as a unit without them in these situations where they're able to catch a member or catch the aggression. Sure, they lost the turret, which is valuable. It is money going over to Closer. But I'm not worried about the 3,000, nearly 4,000 actually gold lead here for DRX for DNS. I'm just worried if they can coordinate a team fight because we just have not been able to see them operate together in this game. Like, there is a Yunara in this game, believe it or not. I haven't seen her for a while. She hasn't autoed any champions, and we're 23 minutes in.
Yeah, it's sort of the way the game is going that's the worry, and not anything else. As Ju with a cheeky phage in his inventory right now. And does have that 2-item spike now complete. Basically, whatever Corki builds from this stage is just icing on the cake. He's very, very happy with these items so far. And with a 1,400 gold lead, he's looking pretty frightening. As Baron still up and available. No one's really looked at starting it, but a fair bit of vision here for DRX to make sure that there's
they have
any funny business.
Like, DRX here, I think there's only one ward. That ward just above Andil they haven't seen. They have insane coverage otherwise. They're even just going to start contesting this blue buff. Duckdom still farming in the mid lane. Will need to join if his team's going to commit.
Cool. Peter looking to try and push forward as they do get a fair bit of vision down. Control ward goes in. And Peter will be able to at least clear out this ward in the river. Ping's going down here towards the bottom side of the map, giving away Dudu's position, who doesn't have flash up and available just yet.
It just seems that with this setup here for DRX, they want to set a trap for Baron. If DNS don't take the bait, they're just going to continue to control vision all down the river. and then eventually take Mountain Soul. And they don't need to force a Baron fight. Even though they have really good turn, this Orianna is on 2 items with obviously the triple, or rather the tier 3 Sork Shoes, so decent amount of burst damage in the Shadow Flame Orianna. They have the combo. But you know what, if they don't like what they see and DNS don't walk into the choke, they can just continue to further their lead elsewhere. The Vision game has been pretty immaculate from DRX in all of their games so far here at LCK Cup. This team is suddenly becoming one of my favorite dark horses of this early part of the year, just because they've been so shockingly good with a roster that otherwise looked to be
greater than the sum of their parts.
Yeah.
이번에 무직 가야 돼.
Very, very cool. As we do have Coach Voice once again, talking about the fact that they don't have teleport, make sure to secure Dragon Soul, and before setting up around Baron, make sure you all have that and play together with Jiu, and then you can win. So that's what they're going to go for here, as Andil is going to get knocked up. Jiu is there though, he is certainly playing with Jiu, as in goes Willa, finds the angle, Emperor's Divide, but he spell shields it absolutely beautifully. The Shockwave comes in to take down Closer, and there is Pyoshik hitting the deck as well. Dokdom kiting pretty nicely, but he is the last man standing. Andil will go down, but it's in trade for Dudu. Dokdom does have the shield from the barrier, but unable to kill Jiu, who is still sitting at 300, and I think they will just walk over, take the Baron, and then 1 minute's time, it'll be Mountain Soul.
Instructions unclear, kind of play with Jiu and take Baron before Mountain Soul. That's what he said, right?
Yep.
Something like that. And that is going to be the Baron. Jungleless with the full wipe. And then they should be able to regroup and take the Mountain Soul with the prio they already have. As Andil heard the coach comms. He was like, I'm playing with Jiu, group with Jiu. And in live, the Baron is in fact secured, yes. Combo here, a little bit tricky. Spell shield is phenomenal.
Spell shield was
without the spell shield, he gets pushed away, and this fight actually looks pretty difficult to play for DRX. And then Willer does massive amounts of damage to Dokdom, but it's the teamwork that happens after they clear up the Rek'Sai here. As barrier advantage is Dokdom's, right? But he has Yukal to back him up. Rich wasn't there. Dokdom, that was his last stand, his last opportunity there, and it does not work out. Tried his best, but ultimately does fall flat on his face. And now they can regroup, like I said, for the spawning Mountain Soul fight. Willer has his ultimate back at the ready. Yukal the same. 16 for both. The jungle advantage here is 2 levels for Willer.
Well, wind becomes lightning. In he goes. Pyoshik does get exhausted, as there's the Crescent Guard as well. Rich standing in that front line, though, looking to try and cut down this Xin Zhao, and he will do so. The Shockwave was used on the air because it was just Pyoshik's corpse that was in the area. But now there is no smite to try and contest this Mountain Soul. The rest of DNS realize they have to go in, but it's Rich that pulls the trigger first. Dokdom tries to dash away, but there's a slice and a dice waiting for him. His Closer with the Emperor's Divide is going to put some Sand Soldiers in the way, but the rest of his team are going to fall like paper, and DRX will get their prize and look for even more with a 3.3k Rebel Baron power play already.
Does this DRX roster kind of reminds me of old days, like slow, boring macro Gen G, where you're like, oh, they're just not fighting a lot, but they have a huge lead, and when they do fight, they pick the right targets, and they win the fight every time. It's so infuriating to play against. You don't have any ins, you don't have any angles, but they just don't give them to you. And I mean, with the lead they have now, it's so difficult to play out. Sunday's turret's not going to do them any favors here. Nor is the Shockwave that you mentioned that did just Shockwave the air, but they kill the jungler first, and it becomes so much easier to front to back, and also the Rek'Sai.
Oh, it actually killed Pyoshik, so never mind.
Oh, really? Did it?
Yeah,
I thought he died before.
Nah, you last hit him with it.
Okay, I wasn't watching in this
He
case.
did have about 10 health.
And the rotation over of the Rek'Sai was a little bit late, right? And then Closer is destroying on the other side. But it's Rich is engaged onto the Yunara that makes this fight so completely unplayable. They know that Dokdom doesn't have flash. Rich has flash deploy to just press W on him. And that's enough.
Yeah.
To really close the door on any opportunity there was going to be to do anything further. As Dokdom has not done damage this game, which is not a surprise to anyone who's been watching it.
It's been quite difficult for him to be able to actually hit people. As Rich, highest level in the game, hitting level 18 already, looking for level 19, try and go even further beyond.
They just take only the fights that are favorable for them, or the pick angles that are favorable for them, and they avoided every other fight. There were only really 2 fights Dokdom was in. The one fight he got shut down on the top side where he tried to barrier, but then he got killed by Yukal, and then this fight where he's flashed on. But otherwise, there were no fights, because DRX were just outrunning them on the map. They were just rotating them, out-rotating them and out-macroing them with this impressive Nocturne composition, and so Dokdom just didn't have a chance to shoot enemy champions, really. Whether he was in the fight and instantly dying, or not in the fight because there wasn't a fight to be in.
It's just a little bit difficult. Jiu now has 4 items completed, At least there is an Infinity Edge that was done for Doctarm, so he does have that to his name, but it's really not enough to contend with all of the items that are on this Corki. As the last few have been eclectic. I haven't really seen too many Black Cleaver Corkis before, but I ain't gonna fault him. He's 3-0-8 right now, having a pretty good game. Almost as good as UCal, who has the opposite number, legendary on this Orianna, and has put together the Forbidden Book and the Hourglass and a needlessly large rod that he's going to turn into a hat. Not sure how that one works structurally, but look, we've gone into it before, and I don't think we've ever had the right answer.
It's very magical to have.
2 sticks equals a hat.
Yeah. Well, very, very magical.
All right, well, Ju is looking for a little bit of an engage here. Does get headbutted, but there is the delivery into the backline. Willa is going to make Doctarm very scared once again, and Peter, his will is going to be broken, ladies and gentlemen. I just think that that's what's going to happen. There's the dissonance to take him down, and DRX, oh man, they find a few stragglers, and DRX should be now able to break open this base and possibly take us to a game number 2.
Yeah, that's the kind of place you're in as Doctarm where you're considering role swapping like Ghost. So you're like, oh no, this role. Closer.
Well, there's the flash as Ju just stands there and is able to Valkyrie after him, finishes off that kill. Man, Ju is having a much better year in 2026, you have to say it, as the inhibitor going to go down towards his bottom side. They're going to take this wave of minions, and they are going to careen towards the Nexus. And I can see Joker already celebrating in the coach's booth, as that was some textbook League of Legends from DRX as they take down the Nexus and go up 1-0 in the series.
Halfway point that DNS could not cross, and I think the Super shot calling this season maybe a little bit better than what we saw from the Freaks last season, but similar issues here, and the carries don't have damage because they were never given an opportunity to fight, and the macro was incredibly weak here for DNS. They are really going to have to go back to the drawing board as DRX.
누나라 보는 게 좋아. 강 나온다. 나 공대. 야 누나라 보내. 네. 쟤못 가게 막았어. 알리 보자. 나 아래 볼게. 잡았어. 알리 보자. 가도 돼 지우야. 갈게. 간다잉. 얘나 끝내자. 아지를 위해 나 밑으로 아 그냥 해 괜찮아. 바텀으로 하자. 바텀으로 가면 될 듯. 아지를 막으면 올게 그냥 이거. 바텀 쓰면 끝나. 바텀 라인 있어. 끝내자. 나 아지한테 큐플 박을게. 좋냐고. 바텀만 끝난다. 아지를 노이큐. 아지를 이 없어 지금 뒤에 있다. 아지를 이 없는 거야. 아지를 이 없는 거야. 조냐 있어 조냐. 아지를 높여. 운동시켜. 운동시켜봐. 알아서 할 수 있지 너. 아지를 잡았어.